Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio. Hello. I'm Emmy Hikins, your host. Welcome to Probe the Act, a show where we get to dig into the lives of the people behind the music you hear here on Deepstuff Radio, where the artist tells us a bit more about who they really are. Ooh, that sounds scary. That's my evil laugh, by the way, in case you're guessing. Thank you and welcome to the show. Welcome to Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio with Emmy Hikins. And in our studio, on our show this morning, we've got Farnz Cordeaux all the way from Tasmania in Australia. Welcome to the show, boss.
Thank you very much, Em.
You're welcome, yeah.
How are you?
I'm good, yeah. Good to have you on the show, man.
Yeah, it's good to be on.
Yeah, brilliant. So, can you tell our listeners what got you started in music?
I think it was a long time ago. It feels long time. But I fell in with a whole bunch of friends when I turned 18 who absolutely loved music, and they were into like Faith No More and so forth at that time, and Dead Kennedys and Stiff Little Fingers and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like got hooked straight away. It was all this stuff that I'd never heard before. Like my parents had listened to the radio like my entire life. My mum to this day still gets up and turns the radio on first thing in the morning and just has it playing all the time. And but I'd never heard anything like, the guitar sound in Stiff Little Fingers or the Dead Kennedys or Sonic Youth for that matter. Like, it was just a whole new world, and so I was hooked, and I started playing bass while they were all playing guitar. And when you're 18, it takes a while to actually learn an instrument, so I got impatient and started singing instead. Oh
wow. That's brilliant. Yeah. So I know you've mentioned about bands that you've been in the past. So are you currently in a band now?
I am. I'm in a band called the Silver Beets, and we've just released our debut EP called Purple Stems. Wow,
that's brilliant. Yeah. So what do you do in this band? I know you've probably touched on playing guitar and drums and all that.
At this point now, I've actually learned to play guitar, so I've stuck with that, and I also sing, and in this particular case, I've written most of the material for this band.
Wow. You've been a very busy man, haven't you?
Yeah, it takes a while, but yeah. And there's a lot more to come, though. I think on the computer back here at home, there's like 3 albums already sketched out for the future. So, yeah, we've got a lot more to come.
Wow, we can't wait to hear that. Right, so what were your ambitions when you first started music?
To not have anybody laugh at us. The first thing. We got up on stage with 9 people. Yeah. And we'd had a rehearsal the night before. Yeah. And that was it. That was pretty much our rehearsal. Was one night's worth of rehearsing, and got up on stage. And I think before we started, we were like, we're going to be the Beatles. I think, I don't know if you've heard of the band Crowded House, but the day before we got up on stage, they had finished their career on the Opera House up in Sydney, and we thought, right, there's a spot in the music industry, we're going to take it. Yeah. Didn't work out, but I kept on going, and some other guys have kept on going that I've played with throughout the years, and just love music.
I'll say not yet anyway, but
not yet.
Yeah. I mean, hard work always pays off, He always does, yeah. He always does. So you never know.
That's the thing. You've got to be in this for the long haul, don't you?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? So how do you explain?
Unless your name's Ben Harper and you can do it when you're really young, sometimes you have to work harder.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean. Sometimes.
Look, he'd probably played for 10 years before he'd even made it famous, at least, and that's the thing that people don't always notice.
There you go then. Because I was going to say, there are advantages and disadvantages to that sort of thing, so yeah.
I must admit, like, yeah, I don't actually have dreams of being famous.
Yeah.
I just want people to like what I do, which
Yeah.
ultimately ends up with you being famous, just kind of a side
Yeah.
process that happens. But, you know, I just kind of sit back and I think, well, you know, I'd really love, you know, for somebody to come up to me one day and go, that song changed my life. And
Yeah.
the streets did that for me one time. I was so low with you know, problems with a woman one time.
Yeah.
And I heard one of his songs and it just picked me up. And it was just that one moment in time, and you go, that's what I would like to be able to do for somebody one time.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
that's what...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I see where you're going. I mean, it's... it just takes one song, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
It takes one song and one lucky break, and that's it. Yeah, and you're out there. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll say keep grinding according to the rap artist, you know. Anyway, we're going to take a short break now. Please don't go away. You're listening to Probe the App on Deepstuff Radio with Emmy Hikins, and we've got a lovely singer, songwriter, and a musician all the way from Tasmania in Australia. Is from the band called Silver Beets. We'll be back shortly. Please don't go away.